Was I squeezing it too hard?
Phrasing.
Yeah. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. I saw you sneak in there. Like,
yeah, I tried to.
Hey-o. We were talking about the last episode when I opened the can and the head was concealed inside the can.
That head was just coming out.
Giggity. So yeah, we're recording this one right after we got done recording the other episode 7.
007.
007.
Who's your favorite 007?
That is tough. It's like saying like who's your doctor for Doctor Who as well. I grew up watching Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
I really do like Sean Connery.
Yeah.
But I think Daniel Craig has done a spectacular job.
Same.
And I've actually been recently going through and the ones that are available on like HBO Max. Like I've been watching.
Well, don't they have all of them?
Not all of them.
Okay.
I've noticed because like I've gone through, like I pulled up like the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's the order of the Bonds? So it's about every 2 out of every 3.
Yeah.
Like Timothy Dalton did 2.
Yeah.
Only one of them is on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Roger Moore was a solid Bond.
He was a really good Bond.
He was. And
he's a lot of people's favorite Bond.
Yeah. But like I didn't really grow up watching Bond, and like I always was a big Sean Connery person.
Yeah.
So, but like yeah, I've been going through and watching them over about the course of a year.
Yeah.
Because I started on Amazon, and then Amazon dropped them, even though apparently Amazon like owns the rights to it. It's weird, but I know that they're all on, or not all of them, but there's a lot of them on HBO Max right now too.
Yeah.
So I've been going through and watching them, and I'm like, all right, I've gotten what's available. I've gotten through everything up to Pierce Brosnan. You know what one they don't have for Pierce Brosnan right now?
007, GoldenEye.
I'm like, motherfuckers. Like the first one for Pierce Brosnan, which was when I was in high school, and like that's, basically was my introduction to, because the last Timothy Dalton one was like 89. And the Pierce Brosnan one was like 95.
Wow.
So what? That's 6 year.
I mean, how long has Daniel Craig been doing it? He's been doing it for over a decade now.
Oh yeah, no, well over a decade. I think his first one was 6.
It wasn't
because the first one was. I just had it in my head and now I fucking forgot it. But
yeah, I don't remember.
I think it was 06 because they basically I don't want to say play into, but they allude to the whole 9/11 kind of scenario. And I'm like, oh, well, that's, a cool friggin' thing. And the thing with Daniel Craig, and so like I followed it a lot closely when Daniel Craig took over too, where they said like, okay, we're starting to try and take Daniel Craig's Bond away from just the spy aspect of it and what the idea of what 007 was supposed to be, the whole license to kill thing, where they got away from that, and with Pierce Brosnan, right? Where
Casino Royale,
that's what it was.
2006.
I nailed that one, didn't I?
Wow.
I said 06.
Yeah.
And so Casino Royale,
almost 20 years of him as Bond.
Yeah. And Casino Royale is kind of a remake because they did.
Yeah, well, so is Spectre's a remake.
Spectre's a remake as well, yes. From older versions.
Yeah.
Because I think Casino Royale, was Frank Sinatra.
I'll look this up.
Okay. But what I was saying was they were getting back to I guess what was kind of supposed to be the origins of Bond, the whole license to kill.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be him killing more people and not like Pierce Brosnan's version where it was just this espionage type of thing. So it's going to be more of an action movie, where he was going to have that more freedom to basically...
Peter Sellers,
that's what it was, yeah. And that was not one of the, what they call like Eon films, I believe.
Yeah.
So like is Eon films, which is the main Bond version, but there's been a couple, because I think even one of Sean Connery's was not technically an Eon film.
Yeah, it was a one-off or whatever.
Yeah. So it's in the Bond series, but it's not from the main production company.
Yeah.
That has done like all.
No,
the
I'm
Bonds.
gonna agree. I think I grew up with Pierce. Really at a young age enjoyed the Sean Connery, but I think Daniel Craig is my favorite Bond. You know, he's not as like I feel like the other two were most Bonds have been like super like suave like dudes.
Yeah.
But like,
and that's the thing is he's supposed to be this
like a playboy,
suave. Yeah.
yeah, spy. But I like Daniel Craig. He just seems more like I don't know, like antsy and
Yeah.
like
He's more willing to just fuck you up.
yeah, he's more willing to just kick your ass
Yeah.
and not like, and that's what some people don't like about it because he's not a spy or he's a spy but then doesn't play in like so heavily into the spy aspect of it.
But see, that's the thing. It's like I was saying, like they said like, hey, we're going back to more of what Bond and so basically more along the lines of books.
Yeah.
Of him being like more of a not necessarily an assassin, but doing whatever needs to be done to get the job done.
Yeah, doesn't rely on the campy technology.
Although
which is fun. Like that's so much what I loved about GoldenEye and
Q.
Yeah,
and that's one of those things I was realizing, having watched some of them because I just recently kind of got back more into it, and like I'm blanking on his name. I used to know his name, but the guy who played Q, I'm like, he was so great, and it was just such an under-recognized role.
Yeah,
and because the guy who played Q, he was in all of them up till I think it was like Tomorrow Never Dies or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So he was in like 14 of them.
Wasn't John Cleese Q at one point? Am I thinking
he was basically supposed to be his replacement. So the joke
Right.
was that he's like, well, if you're Q, then are you R?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And John Cleese's like, oh yes, there's that typical Bond humor. So because the idea was that was going to be Q's last, the guy who played Q, that was going to be his last movie.
Yeah.
And then because he was going to be done.
Yeah.
Then during editing, like he did actually end up passing away.
Yeah.
And so like at the end of that movie, like they said, basically in memory of, oh God, I wish I remembered his name. I used to know it. Because like that was kind of like,
only there's a way we could look this up, right?
But like when I was growing up, I'm like, I want to be like that guy. And so Q is actually, because his technical title is quartermaster. So the quartermaster is always supposed to be the person who oversees all of the equipment and whatnot. So that's why everybody's like, well, where did they get the designation Q? Because then you had M.
Yeah, M.
And stuff like that. And so all of the designations have they're designated that way for certain reasons. So Q was based off a quartermaster. And as soon as you say his name, I'm going to be like, God damn it.
I'm still looking. I'm still researching, trying to find it.
Just go to IMDb.
That's what I'm on.
Slowpoke? It should be like... So...
There's so many movies.
Just type in GoldenEye.
I did. He's not on the cast.
Bullshit.
I saw M.
Well, yeah, that's Judi Dench. And I mean, how many times has Judi Dench been in too? And she just recently stopped doing it. Like in the middle of Craig's. Like she did all of the Pierce Brosnan ones and most of the Daniel Craig ones. I'm gonna laugh if I get this before you do.
I'm telling you, man. I'm down to Pakistani gun dealer.
Pakistani gun dealer? What? Desmond, oh crap! What the hell do you say that? How do you say that, Connor? What is it? It's right here. I got it right here.
Oh, Llewellyn?
Llewellyn, thank you. Like for some reason, Desmond Llewellyn.
Oh yeah, I guess I scrolled past.
You went way past it.
Yeah, there it is. I see Q now.
Oh, actually,
underneath the guy who plays Boris.
Yeah.
Alan Cumming.
Alice Cumming or
Alan.
But hey, you know who else is in GoldenEye one, and it was in a lot of the Pierce Brosnan ones? The guy who played Hagrid.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Well, not in there. He wasn't a wizard. Robbie Coltrane. He played Valentine Zukovsky.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize that until like this last year. When I'm like, God, what that dude? Like, he's been in some other stuff, and he's been in a lot of stuff. But then, like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fucking Hagrid.
Well,
How about a beer?
How about a beer? Yeah, here we are, another 10 minutes in. We haven't
had a beer yet.
I mean, granted, we just finished a beer right before we started this episode.
I'm excited for this one.
Because I probably downed, the last 6 ounces?
You domed
at least 4 ounces.
You domed that.
Of that 12.4% beer. I almost had to chew it.
It's like drinking syrup.
Yeah, it really was, because it had gotten warmed
Drinking
up.
maple syrup.
Sorry, what's next then?
So this is...
Love that can.
I know, this...
Makes me think of
we'll have to take a photo of this one. Fat Orange Cat, you had me at meow.
Right now.
It's a sour ale with... I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Feijoa.
FDI?
Fei. Feijoa. Feijoa.
Samsonite.
So close.
Swanson, Swami, Swanky.
Pineapple and strawberry. So yeah, it's a sour ale, 5.7%. This can art is amazing. That's the only reason why I got it. And I also have an orange cat. So shout out to Lola. I hope you're listening. That's my cat's name.
You're going to have to make sure you play it for your cats then. And again, the can art makes me think of the Disney movie Aristocats.
Aristocats.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Man, I am just bumbling and fumbling.
Well, you put that pop filter on there.
I had to.
Yeah.
It sounds so much better.
It does. It really does. All right.
Okay, here we go.
So, what we're going to discuss today, I didn't even plan on discussing what we started off discussing, but the main topic that we're going to discuss today is, and we had hinted at this at the end of the...
do we, main topic? Because we had a main topic last time and we just we went off.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And this is kind of picking up on where we last left off on that last episode of voting in your local elections.
Yeah. But, so the idea was, and this is something we talked about before before some of the stuff recently came up, and it's stadium parking and tailgating. So, obviously we're in Kansas City.
There's some dregs in that I don't want to pour.
Some land, yeah.
Yeah, that is chunky.
It's a chunky cat. You just
get those bubbles. I got to get them bubbles out.
Oh yeah, that glass isn't as clean apparently. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I clean my glasses, I promise.
It smells good. Cheers.
Cheers. We need a cheer.
Like we need a dink button.
Yeah, I think that'd be classy.
Yeah, because we're classy.
Yeah, absolutely.
8 episodes in, and we're definitely classy.
Oh yeah, we're the dive bar of podcast.
Yeah. I like that.
You can have classy dive bars though.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But anyway, back on the main topic. So stadium parking / tailgating. So we live in the Kansas City area, which is well known.
Whoa. That's sour. That's
it's
good.
A tort.
That's good.
All right. Yeah. Good. All right. So, but we were talking about parking lots, right?
Yeah.
And tailgating. And,
yeah.
Again, living in Kansas City.
Known for tailgating.
Hugely known for tailgating. Not so much on the baseball side anymore.
No, I mean, the team sucks, so what's the fucking point?
Yeah. But, I mean, people will go early and still tailgate.
I do. I go early and I drink beer out of the back of my Kia Soul.
But
like a classy individual.
The Chiefs games are epically known for tailgating.
Yeah.
And actually, I just saw the thing that somebody they need to do Jason Kelsey, basically doing like a Anthony Bourdain type of thing where he just goes to different stadiums and does like how.
Well, he just announced his retirement today, so.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, finally for the second time.
Well, he alluded to it and it got leaked. He didn't say anything.
Yeah, but he finally said,
yeah.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm out.
Deuces. But yeah, Kansas City is huge.
Yeah.
For tailgating. But one of the biggest gripes about the parking lot is what?
It's too big. I don't know.
The price.
Oh, well, fuck yeah. It's what, $100 to park?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be more if
last I knew it was like 65.
If all this shit goes through and they move Kaufman downtown, they're going to demolish Kaufman and turn that into like a new tailgate experience type of deal, and it's gonna cost more money. I guarantee it.
My thought was that they should actually, tear Kaufman down, but build a new Arrowhead.
I don't think
it's bigger, better, more modern.
I don't think they should, just because it's the third oldest stadium,
and maybe that's why
the NFL. It's Lambeau, it's Soldier Field, it's Arrowhead.
Yeah, granted, there's no way we're ever gonna end up being the oldest.
No, it's always going to be
Soldier
Lambeau.
and Lambeau are never. But I guess
Soldier Field, they're gonna move to like Arlington Heights or something like just outside of Chicago, like similar to think of the 49ers moving to Santa Clara, and
True.
so they don't even play in San Francisco. So it's going to be one of those things where,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, the Jets don't even play in New York; they play in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think they should.
Then ideally will become the second.
I don't think they should demolish Arrowhead. I just think it's funny, the whole like reasoning about, you know, the concrete or whatever at Kaufman is deteriorating, and we're just like, well, what about the stuff over at Arrowhead's fine then, because it's the same fucking shit.
Exactly, because they were built at the same fucking time basically.
But like, you know, we could go off on a tangent here about all that with Kaufman moving. I don't think that's going to pass. I could be wrong. I think it's a 50-50 split. Only move if you have a good product on the field that people are willing to go see at a new, glitzy, glamorous location.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, and even then...
Good job, Raiders.
Yeah, right? Even then, I don't think that they should demolish Kaufman to make it a tailgating experience. Make it into a district with bars and restaurants.
And that's what I was trying to get at beforehand, where it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead and tear down Kaufman, build a new Arrowhead, you know, more modern or whatever.
Yeah.
Tear down old Arrowhead, and then make it like a district. And then that might actually, you know, that could be used all week round.
Yeah.
All year round, right? And that might actually help lower the cost of parking.
Yeah. I don't think so. They're still going to charge
won't
out
because,
the ass for it.
You know, everybody wants their fucking money.
Yeah.
Right? But, and one of the reasons why I originally wanted to talk about this was because, you know, we have KC Current as well, and they're getting ready to open their brand new stadium.
Yeah.
And it just came out, the parking cost for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be like $60, $70.
It's over $1,000 for the season, and people are pissed because they have to pay it right now.
Yeah.
Like and you can't do it in payments. You have to just pay it in full.
A lot of people that were like, oh yeah, like I'm going to go out on a limb here and go ahead and get the season tickets. Like even I thought about it, and I don't have money for stuff like that.
Yeah, neither do I. I can't afford season tickets for a damn thing.
Because like I'm a big soccer person.
Yeah.
I've been to tons of sporting games. You know, I was at the MLS Cup Championship when it was 8 degrees outside.
I want to be a Current fan. You know, like I'll be a homer and hop on that train.
I mean, granted, my schedule doesn't allow me to even go see their games because
they usually play on Sundays or Saturdays, right?
When I'm playing, and occasionally they'll play on a Wednesday. You know, much like Sporting occasionally plays on Wednesdays as well. But it's like, like I'd love to be able to have season tickets and be able to go to games like that. But then it's like, I would have had to figure out something different for. I mean, ultimately, it's going to be cheaper to park in River Market or wherever,
and just take the streetcar and then walk another 3/4 to a mile,
or even Uber.
Yeah,
it'd be cheaper to freaking Uber.
Yeah,
even at premium prices, probably.
Yeah,
and especially if you get a group of people, and like Uber X or whatever the hell it is.
I hope this starts a new, revitalizing the riverfront, because it's been dead. There's been nothing there, and so many major cities that have rivers they're being utilized. And
I think after the flood of 92 or 93, that a lot of people got concerned that it was going to happen again. Yeah. And granted, it's been said that was kind of like a 100-year
flood
or yeah. So I mean, there's always a risk of it happening, but at the same time, it's prime real estate for it.
It really is, man.
Because I went to the riverfront area in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Down in Branson, they have a riverfront area that is incredible.
Yeah.
And so they definitely need to do something. And I think I saw something about the streetcar that, thing saying hey, we're looking at doing another route at, I guess basically
up to the airport or something, or
no, because right now they're going from Union Station down
to
towards
UMKC.
the plaza.
Yeah.
Or UMKC, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think after they get done with that, they were basically
want to do it
going
east-west.
from River Market going towards Berkeley. Riverfront.
Yeah. Okay.
So then that would help alleviate some of that whole parking aspect.
I just think the city needs to really do something about its public transit and infrastructure on a major scale. You cannot not have a vehicle in Kansas City and get around unless you live in the city proper. Even
and you don't go anywhere else.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that, like, kudos to, the mayor of Kansas City for during COVID making, like, Ride KC free.
Yeah.
It used to be $1.50.
Oh,
and
really?
we're the first major city with a major public transit system. I use that term in quotes. I just kicked a can, if that's what you
Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was that or my dog.
That made public transit free.
Nice.
And, like, I still think we're the only one. I could be wrong, but, make it better. I know it's still, like, in its infancy in a way.
Yeah.
And it needs to go east-west, too. It can't just go one direction. It can't just go north-south.
No. And that was a big thing. A lot of people don't understand. And even I'm a big history person, but there used to be, like, Kansas City had one of the best public transit because they had a rail system.
Yeah. Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, like in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently it was like the model for a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Or a lot of other towns for a while, too. And then they just tore it up.
Yep.
Because they're like, everybody's driving.
You just need a car now.
Yeah, everybody's driving. Nobody's taking, street cars or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've been down to New Orleans. They have it's old as fuck, but still great. And so, like, when me and my ex, we were down there for an extended weekend. It was a 3-day pass. I don't remember what it was, but we stayed in the Garden District area. But that rail runs through the Garden District. I don't remember how far west it goes, but it pretty much goes right up to the French Quarter.
Yeah.
Bourbon Street. And then it basically just turns around. So then, like, you could get off right there, and then across the street was French Quarter.
That's cool.
So it was great.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's basically what, our streetcar does now is, like, it kind of originates out of the River Market area, which is a nice little area to be down. And, there's cool stuff, especially the farmer's market.
Yeah.
And, there's shopping areas down there
Breweries
that are open all year round.
Yeah. Good food.
Yeah, absolutely. But then it runs up through Power and Light, or like it's like one block off of Power and Light.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's right there. It's right off of, like, Main Street.
Yeah. But yeah, it runs down Main Street. And then so, like, you can get off, and, like, they have several stops, and then you get off, like, okay, one block over, you're in Power and Light.
Yeah.
Which is a huge entertainment district area for Kansas City. And then right there also is then on the other side of Power and Light is, T-Mobile Center, right?
Yeah.
And so, but then it goes all the way down to Union Station, which means it goes through Crossroads area, which is its own little entertainment district, if you will, because I know they do the first Fridays.
Yeah.
And then all the way down to Union Station, and then right across from Union Station is, you're right, really, it's like one block over as well. You have Crown Center, which it has its own entertainment district area, and they do tons of festivals down there. And, like, that's where the Oktoberfest has been. That's where Irish Fest has been.
Yep.
You have a bunch of other stuff there. You have Liberty Memorial right there. And then obviously you have Union Station, which, Amtrak still runs through as well.
Yeah.
And there's tons, that's where the NFL draft was last year. Every time they've done, one of the 3 parades the Chiefs have had, they finish off at Union Station. And so then there's huge crowds. And because then that's a great area. Nice.
Ooh.
little
had a tail to it, yeah.
But, like, and that's a great spot because then you have this huge hill that goes up towards Liberty Memorial, and Liberty Memorial is part of the World War I Museum. And so, like, people can literally just be on this hill. So it's been great because then they put up TVs and stuff for, and cameras for the stage for Union Station. And I mean, hundreds of thousands of people can easily be there for the parade because that's where they ended the Royals parade when they won back in 2016, 15. Yeah. That's right. They went to 14 and 15 and won 15.
So I don't know. Maybe it happens. I don't know. I think it might. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. But parking, it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous.
I mean, as someone who doesn't really go to Chiefs games, it doesn't really affect me.
It doesn't, but
it's.
But when we hear stuff like that, because, like, I haven't been to a Chiefs game since 2015,
and it's like all the more reason to deter me from going. Like,
exactly.
If a quarter of my cost is just paying for parking,
exactly.
Like I know parking's they're gonna raise it this year because they want another, championship. Ticket prices are gonna get raised again.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
The concessions, I'm sure they may or may not. I don't know.
That's always the weird one.
Yeah. That's why I want to go to the Mercedes Dome where the Falcons play, because their whole thing is the prices you pay inside are prices that you would pay outside of the stadium to get the same quality food. Like you can get, a plate of nachos for like $10. You can get a hot dog for $3. You can get a foot-long brat for $7. Like it's not $15, $20, $40.
And that's where Sporting Park has been great. Where Sporting KC plays. And beer is beer as far as prices. But their parking, like you could pay for parking, for more premium parking, but they have free parking. Now you end up having to walk like
and that's
a mile.
Fine. That's fine. A mile is what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
20 minutes. 25 minutes max.
If you're taking your time, depending on how many beers you pre-gamed with.
Yeah. And if you're with somebody, like if you're, riding with a group of people and somebody can't do the really walking aspect of it, you can drop them off right at the stadium.
Yeah.
Because Sporting Park it's basically all 4 roads. Now they will end up blocking off one of the roads for people to walk and whatnot. But like 2 of the main roads run on literally both sides of the park, like right next to the stadium.
I've never been to a sporting game. I've always wanted to go.
They're a lot of fun. Even when, they're not always doing great.
Yeah. No, it's always, everything I see is just the atmosphere looks incredible.
Yeah. And that's the difference between soccer games versus, football or baseball as well, where it's continuous action.
Well, yeah.
Even if it's a dull game where, the score ends up being 0-1 or 1-1, like Sporting's first 2 games this season, 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Like it still makes for entertaining because the action is continuously going.
Yeah.
Even if somebody gets hurt, like they may stop for a little bit. All right, let's get that person off the side of the field and resume the game.
Yeah.
And then, hey, you know what? Hey, somebody got injured. There's a 4th official on the sideline, starts a timer.
Yeah.
And adds that time back onto the end of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, you're playing a full 90 plus minutes.
Yeah, that's why I like watching it on TV. You don't get commercial breaks every 45 seconds like you do in the NFL,
That's one of those things I've always enjoyed about soccer too. But going to a game is like, when it's on TV, like the camera's just focused on
one spot.
Where the ball is, right?
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about being at a game is you can scan the whole field and see
like
how stuff is starting to develop.
Exactly.
And and when you understand the sport, you're like, oh, hey, they're getting ready to do this.
Yeah.
Or they're pressuring on this side, and whatnot. Granted, I've again big on soccer.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like Sporting Park, like they will do some tailgating. It's not to the same extent. I mean, granted, it's going to be hard to ever match anything like Arrowhead, right?
Yeah, I mean, because what is it, 67,000 people?
Yeah, between 65 and 67,000.
Some crazy amount of fucking people.
But like even Sporting Park, like they'll do tailgating stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just Kansas City, man. That's what we do.
Yeah,
we'll tailgate a tailgate, like
exactly pre-game.
Yeah,
I mean, like parking is like, all right, parking opens 2 hours before the game,
and people show up 7 hours before the 2 hour mark,
and they start tailgating.
Yeah,
basically, and then like all right, gates are going to open in an hour. All right, let's pack everything up.
Yeah.
And then we get inside. All right, get everything back out. And I think Lambeau does that is like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, they tailgate.
But then like you have places like Gillette Field, like it's like literally in a downtown district area.
Yeah, Soldier Field, there's no tailgating.
Yeah.
Like there's little to no parking. The couple games I've seen up there, we just like find a parking spot in downtown, hit up a restaurant, get some grub, and then we just walk to the stadium.
Yeah.
But there are some people, if you can get parking, that do have like it's tailgating, but it's not like how we have it here.
Yeah.
Not on our scale.
That whole downtown thing is, I know there's been a lot of backlash and questions being thrown out there, because
rightfully so.
Kaufman is, saying like, or I guess the Royals are saying like, oh yeah, we designated, they're gonna take over the old KC Star
print
facility.
Yeah.
which was a really cool building.
Yeah.
When it was built.
Yeah.
And it's still aesthetically.
It still looks really cool.
Really cool.
But it's fucking, it's abandoned.
And you can't repurpose it for like anything.
No.
Because it was a giant printing facility, right? So I mean, like, what could you possibly do in there?
I don't know. Do you want to make a magazine?
Ripped all that shit out and turn it into a giant freaking bar.
Yeah.
Entertainment bar.
Yeah.
Put like a tiny condo type of village in it.
Well, and with I feel like with they're doing the South Loop Park, so it's like that stretch of like what is it like I-70 that cuts through downtown. They're gonna essentially cap it and put like 3 massive parks there. And
most of it's already capped anyway.
Well, I mean,
not most of it, but through the downtown area, because Bartle Hall goes up over.
Right, so it's going to be on the east side of Bartle Hall, extending to like Baltimore. I can't remember the exact streets, but it's
so they're basically where Bartle Hall basically goes over I-70. They're probably going to end up capping all of that space.
Yes,
in what starts downtown.
Yeah,
and so it's just going to be a giant tunnel.
So that's I think that is going to be a pillar into it happening because of that's going to be a destination that's going to draw people.
Yeah, and I know a lot of businesses are pissed about it. And I'm like,
well, yeah,
because they're being cool about it. Like they would probably try and work with you on certain things. Like the parks are going to end up like having business stuff as well.
Yeah,
and you guys probably getting first dibs at.
I would like to think that, the Kaufman family or whatever the fuck his name is, that's the CEO owner. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Sherman.
Sherman.
Yeah.
That they would be like they would help these businesses relocate.
Yeah.
Wherever in the city, but it's still like it's not fair for. I know there's a place up in Weston. It's called Green Dirt, and they are, I think next month maybe, opening a second location right there in the crossroads where they're like planning to essentially demolish if they move in. Well, when they move in, it'll be a matter of time until they have to relocate again, and it's just like I hope that they are willing to pay because this is all a cash grab.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really think that companies? I mean, I know that you always see it in the movies and stuff where companies are like, "Oh, yeah, we're going to do this," and it's basically fuck the little guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I'm like, I don't see the Royals doing that
because
they know if they did something like that, it's going to piss off the community, and Kansas City can really get behind certain things.
That's why I don't think it's going to happen because Kansas City is so much about support local and support small businesses that like if everyone knows that all these small businesses are going to get displaced or forced to close so this guy can make more money. Like we're going to say fuck that.
I can see something coming out in the next month or two where they're going to say like, hey, you know what? Like we hear you guys and we are.
Well, I mean, it's April 2nd. We have a month until that vote.
Yeah.
And that, it's all that if they move, that's when all this stuff with Arrowhead happens and it's all these contingencies
in a month, but but I could see something coming out maybe right before that.
And they're like, oh yeah, we love these small
playing the
businesses,
publicity
and we're willing
game.
to support them and we want to help them move.
But I could see that there being a little bit of, and maybe I'm just being overly optimistic as I typically am.
Yeah.
Where it was like, they're going to try and help out, not take care of, but help out, those businesses.
If they're decent people, yes.
Yeah.
But they're
be
billionaire sports franchise owners, and they don't give a shit about the little people.
Now, if it was, like the Glass family, 100% agree.
Yeah.
But like Sherman, like, I don't know. And, and like, especially knowing some of the minority owners as well.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Mahomes is minority owner.
Yeah.
And Eric Overstreet is, a minority owner as well. And, excuse me.
Well, and see, saying that, like, I know so much of it, like, people are upset about the continued tax. It's a tax that we've already been paying in Jackson County for the past 40 years. It will just get extended for another 40 years to keep both these franchises in the county. Why don't all these fucking multi-millionaire motherfuckers that we have living in the city just fund it themselves? Like, if you want it so damn bad, then fund it yourselves with your own money.
And I think that's where, again, like, sporting kind of the ownership group, changed. Like, the Hunt family owned, it was the Wizards.
Yeah.
And then a group,
R.I.P. Wizards.
Yeah. But then a group of 5 different people, and it was CEOs formed a group and basically bought the Wizards. And then that's when they got rebranded. And one of the owners was,
How about a beer?
Absolutely. And this one was a good one.
That was really good.
It was tasty.
We didn't talk about it.
No, not enough.
But
like, we just kind of downed it and just like, yeah, this is good.
That
easy. And what was the ABV on that? Like
5.7.
5.7. Damn. That's easy.
That was really good.
Who's that from again?
Fat Orange Cat.
Where are they out of?
Connecticut.
And that's the name of the brewery is Fat Orange Cat?
Fat Orange Cat. Yep.
Nice.
North Haven, Connecticut.
Huh. That was a good beer.
You had me at meow.
That's such a great name, too.
I love this art.
I almost want to look up like the rest of their beers. Like, everything has to be.
They have so I got this at Lucas, or
Total, if you will.
Wine World. Total Wine World.
Did you do that today then?
Yeah.
Nice. Did you run into any of our friends?
Yeah, I ran into one of the Lucases.
One of the Lukes?
One of the Lukes?
Yeah.
The guy with the glasses and the
the
George Costanza.
Yeah. That's the main Luke I usually see. I don't think I've ever seen the other Luke there.
Yeah, it was funny. He's just like, so who won the chili contest? I'm like,
no idea.
I don't fucking know,
They don't
man.
tell us that shit.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
I got asked by several people who won the chili contest. No clue.
I'm just going to pour it into the same glass.
Yeah, that's fine. It's the same stuff. So the next one we're going to drink, I'm very familiar with this.
Yeah.
Not this version of it. So it's from Tallgrass, which I loved Tallgrass.
Yeah.
Until, they had investors that came in and wanted them to expand too quickly and kind of made them not relevant. They kind of expanded too quickly and couldn't sustain the growth.
Raspberry jam?
Yeah. So it's
raspberry
Berliner Weiss.
Yes. Weiss.
Because they do a blueberry jam too, or they did a blueberry jam. And I like the blueberry one more than the raspberry jam. But the raspberry jam was more popular. Granted, I do enjoy some blueberry stuff.
Same.
So they shut down. They sold, I think, pretty much all the recipes to Wichita Brewing Company, including Buffalo Sweat. So Buffalo Sweat was one of my favorite stouts.
Oh, yeah.
I built my own kegerator because of Buffalo Sweat.
Wow.
And so I could get kegs of Buffalo Sweat.
Committed.
Yeah. And then actually I ended up getting connected with somebody who was a salesperson for Tallgrass, who's actually one of the owners for City Barrel.
Oh, shit.
Grant Wayner. And he hooked me up with I have a Buffalo Sweat tap handle somewhere.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's super cool. And I really liked the pub ale. And the pub ale was a traditional English mild. And I'm always a sucker for traditional English style beers.
Same.
But when Wichita Brewing...
Cheers.
That was a good one.
That was good.
When Wichita Brewing started doing it, I didn't like the Buffalo Sweat. It had too much coffee flavor in it. And I haven't tried it again since. Because they've been doing it for, I think, 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, the raspberry definitely comes through.
Oh, yeah.
I was worried that Fat Orange Cat might take away.
Yeah. So.
You're looking at the screen.
I was looking at see what timing, because while we're trying to figure out some timing situation stuff right now.
Just shy of 40 minutes. This has been a good one.
So, I think we said we could do is our goal was 2 45-minute episodes.
Yeah.
To hit a certain goal
threshold, as it were.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up then. So I was talking about sporting ownership group, and I know things have changed in the last 5-6 years as well. But like Rob Heineman, who I don't remember where he was at, but then they also had CEO of Cerner was one of the owners as well, and they really focused on the whole aspect of trying to be very local and supporting the local groups and fans and taking care of that sense. Why parking is free, and because it's if you're giving back to the community, they will return that support basically financially. Yeah. And I mean, even through the last couple of years where sporting's been really struggling, that support has still been there, and people are complaining about certain things, but people still are going to the games, and that stadium holds 20,000 people.
Yeah.
And they are pretty much consistently getting it, even when they are struggling.
Even when they suck. Yeah.
They're getting it because they're providing that experience.
Yeah.
It's not outrageously expensive. Now, it's gotten the season tickets have gotten more expensive. And I know, like, Nigel, was a season ticket holder for a long time, and he finally dropped it. But that's also because he wanted to pick up season tickets for the women's team, the current. And so it's just one of those things. It's like, if you give back to the community, like, they will support you.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially in the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like the current, like, as good as they are doing, and the media that they're getting and producing, which is great. And I actually know, like, the main media guy for the current as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That whole parking thing, I understand they are trying to make the money, but I feel like they really shot themselves in the foot on that one.
I mean, people are going to be willing to pay regardless. Like, if you want to go and you want to have the experience, then, whether it's $60 or $160, people are still going to pay.
Oh, yeah. But they need to make sure that they're doing a good experience then.
Yeah. I mean, I think parking at the Royals game is like $35 or some shit like that. And it's just like, come on, that's way too much. It's they consistently have had, like, the lowest attended games. Like, everything about them has been
except
low
for
tier.
A's.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like, their whole future's up in the air too. Like, the mayor of Vegas has come out and said, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't want you. But then I've seen some more stuff about possibly revitalizing the Coliseum that they play in too.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, people are starting to be a little bit more.
Well, they have 2 years to figure it out until they finally move to Vegas and they find the land. That too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ample land in the fucking desert for a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's the idea. Like, why not move to Vegas? There's plenty of
so
fucking
much
space.
Yeah. But man, does it come at a premium?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who would have thought sand cost so much?
I know. Is that why Dune's done so well? Because all that sand?
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
God damn, that was a good. All right. Well, I think this has been a good episode.
Yeah, that was good.
The last couple episodes, we've had some solid topics.
We got into it.
Yeah.
We more or less stuck on one.
We have one thing we talk about, and then we get into something else, which makes it easier for me to do the descriptions. I just think it's funny that we started off episode 008 talking about 007. Yeah, exactly.
And who's our favorite 007.
That is ridiculous.
Why didn't we do that last episode?
I don't know. I was convinced we were going to end up doing that.
Me too.
And we just nope.
Classic tangent.
I mean, I think we're getting into that stride now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll have some off episodes, but then we'll have some great episodes. But
we'll have some bangers.
Yeah, but... I mean,
I don't miss
banger after banger. I mean, we're not there yet.
No,
we got to get up to it.
Yeah,
but we're starting to find our stride a little bit more, I think.
That was a good one.
So yeah, we'll keep at it. But we do need you guys to also give us the support. Listen, subscribe,
share. Tell your grandma. Tell your grandma's
cat.
Tell your grandma's grandma.
Yeah. Tell your grandma's friend.
Tell your neighbor that is,
But yeah, go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and I'll be able to fix the Facebook here in a few days to be the proper name.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music. Yeah, like we're on all of that stuff, and the more subscriptions we get, the more downloads we get, the better. The sooner we can potentially do even better stuff for you guys,
and the more we'll feel obligated to do it.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, this will just be going out into the void.
Yeah. I mean, we're having a lot of fun doing it, but at the same time, we want to be able to grow it and be able to do more.
Yeah.
And because of the support.
So help us grow it.
Giggity. Yeah. And that's one of those things, if we're trying to give back to you guys, but, we need that support as well to keep pushing forward and growing it too.
God, this sounds like a pledge drive for 90.9 KKFI.
I, for the life of me, thought that turkeys could fly. On that note, we'll go. It's a KFAN or I can't remember, but it was an old an 80s TV show.
Oh, okay.
They were doing a turkey drive and they were throwing turkeys out of a helicopter. He's like, I thought for the life of me that turkeys could fly. All right. Anyway.
Thanks for listening, guys. Y'all take care. Have a good day.
Cheers, everybody.
Toodles.